It's The Local Show on News Radio 570 WSYR, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoe Advertising. Now, your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome back and welcome in. This is hour number 2 of The Local Show. Get ready for some engaging conversations and interviews with Laurie Simpson, the Director of Development at Hospice of Central New York, and the Finger Lakes. Dr. Joseph Naz will talk about feet. He's the owner of Foot Specialists of CNY. And then Jeff Steigerwald, owner of Lee's and Steigerwald, will come by for a conversation on the holidays and what you can get over there for meats and cold cuts. And then Dan Giamartino, co-owner of Tully's Restaurant, Copper Top Tavern, and Good Buddies Pub. He'll be by and maybe he'll bring samples.
Did you see that, Tom? Did you see what that is? You know what that is? That's actually, after Laurie,
yes.
It's feet, food, and fun.
Feet,
all lined up there.
Feet, food, and fun.
There we go.
That's wonderful. Did you know that we're broadcasting from the Zoe Advertising Studios?
Are we?
Yes,
That's amazing.
We are there. And some people might say, well, what do they look like? and we could tell them, go to our YouTube channel now.
That's right. Proving that we have faces for radio.
Yes. Faces and bodies for radio.
So, yep, that's right. Go to YouTube. Sign in and then like and subscribe and put a comment in the comments, and we're going to give away one of these fine coffee cups, Tom.
Yes,
fine coffee cups.
They are fine.
And every week, I think for a while, we're going to do that. So sign in and join the fun, Tom.
Speaking of coffee cups, I was watching a YouTube video of a woman working with clay, and she had, because I've been studying this YouTube phenomenon, right? And I was amazed at clay. I want to get one of those turnstiles and make my own mugs and ashtrays and things like that.
Didn't you do that? Didn't everybody in 7th grade?
Yeah, you did a little of that.
You brought it home and you said, look what I made. Your parents were like, that's great. It really wasn't.
But you can have some fun with that. That is really relaxing.
Yeah.
And
Yes. My mom still has the thing I made in woodshop in 7th grade. I saw it the other day. I was plugging something in behind her organ at home. And it's the thing where you have the candle holder thing with your car. It's still there.
And just to be clear, that has nothing to do with clay. You totally went off topic.
It's craft. It's things
it's
we
crafty,
built
yes.
as children. And so if anybody has a pottery wheel, Tom, that's what they call it.
That's what that is, a pottery wheel.
But I wasn't going to let them know it. Anybody has a pottery wheel that you want to show Tom how to use. I want to watch that, so that'll be fun.
It is a technique. There's definitely a technique, and it takes a while. I did it a little bit in college as well. And I forgot from 7th grade time how much you really have to be paying attention.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have enough water or too little water, you're actually you can sand down your hand. You have to be really paying attention and then trying to get it.
You have to pay attention?
Yeah. Oh, forget it. Steve will never be able to do that. Yeah.
Tom, tell us who's here.
There goes your Christmas gift. That's Laurie Simpson we're talking with right now. She's the Director of Development at Hospice of Central New York and the Finger Lakes, and she's always an upbeat lady. And, tell people where you came from before you got into hospice. What's your professional background?
Sure. I actually have worked in fundraising for a long time at colleges, and that is where I came into play with hospice, doing fundraising for them. I also am a licensed massage therapist, which I kind of did in between transition in life. Yeah. I love working with people. I think that there's an energy there that I enjoy. So maybe that's why what you're feeling when I'm being positive, because I think you learn so much from everyone you work with. So maybe that's it. I don't know.
Well, hospice feels like.
Well, it's the end.
Right?
Yeah. It's the end.
It's heavy.
It is heavy. And you know what? I guess my perspective, and a perspective that a lot of our staff work under, is being present in the moment. You have to really, when you're thinking about the end of life and you're dealing with all these different, the end of life decisions and situations, it brings your mortality to you, and you also and you think, how do I want to prepare? How do I want to enjoy life?
Exactly.
Living the quality of life. So I think that just kind of goes hand in hand with that as well. I mean, I see it among our staff who will say, I feel like it's an honor
really
to be able to be present with these people during this part of their life.
Well, the reputation that hospice nurses and the organization has is amazing. You talk to anybody about hospice, they're like, "Oh,
they did a great job.
Hospice,
they were wonderful.
They were wonderful. They really
Exactly.
helped. We couldn't have done it without them."
Yes.
You answered questions before we asked them. We didn't know this isn't your first rodeo.
That's right. And that's what it's all about. Because we're focused at end-of-life care, everyone is trained and has the experience to know what we want to share with the families and the patients, to know what to expect, all of those different things. That's what we're there for. So,
how about the people who work there? Are they doctors, nurses, or both? Or
we have physicians. We do have hospice physicians that work with the patient's physician as well. We have registered nurses, LPNs, social workers, and we also have chaplains, because every patient is assigned a care team that works, which includes a nurse, a social worker, that sort of thing. That whole group works together to do the best care they can, holistically, for not just the patient but the family too, because it's with the caregivers to be able to let them know what they need, how they, facilitate conversations, all sorts of things. So it's a very holistic approach to taking care of the patient and the family.
So if someone was interested in being a nurse with hospice, how would they need to differ from a personality standpoint than someone that just would work as a floor nurse at a hospital or a surgical center? Are they the same kind of people, or are they different?
Well, I think there's a variety of personalities that work as nurses and social workers. I think it's a philosophy, in a sense, of what their role is in this process for the families. I think what I've heard from staff, nurses and social workers that I've talked to, what's so meaningful to them is they get a chance to be very involved with the family and the patient. It's you have to be trusted. You're going into their home or going into a nursing a facility with them. You're going into their dynamic of their family and the caregiver and all of that stuff, and they feel honored to be able to do that and help facilitate that process and help support people through it. So that's more of a person. I would say that's somewhat of a personality interest. It's and so you are doing physically things that you need to do to help with the process, but it's really a kind of a really connected
and you
situation.
have to kind of change your thinking, because usually as a nurse, you're trying to get somebody better to leave the hospital. Here, they're not leaving, so you have to have kind of a different attitude.
Yeah, I just saw a quote just recently that we were looking at and it was about healing. So yes, usually healthcare workers are going in to help and heal. And in end of life care, that's still the case, in the sense of healing in different ways. There's different ways, not necessarily physically. There's emotional, there's spiritual, there's relationship healing. All of those things is still part of helping with the quality of life. And that's what's important, is even if it is the end of life, the quality of life is very important.
And are you okay if people donate to you?
Well, that's a great question, Steve. I have it. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's how we're able to keep doing what we do. And we've been in our community for about 38 years. I think it's more than that now. Started as a grassroots thing, and now we're covering Onondaga and Oswego, Cayuga, and Madison counties, and we serve about 1,500 people a year.
If someone wanted to give, how do they do that?
They can give us a call at 315-634-1100, or they can go on our website at hospicecny.org. Also, those are great places for interest in learning more about what we do.
Right.
And also, we are always looking for staff. I know there's a healthcare shortage that's going on, or healthcare worker shortage. We certainly are feeling that. That will hinder our ability to provide. So we are looking for registered nurses, LPNs, and social workers.
Great.
And so you can go on our career page, and also we do advertising and Indeed. And one thing that I did speak to recently was about the difference in nurse, into the role, and it is more of the value of a work-life balance as a hospice employee.
Gotcha.
It's understood that this type of work does entail, healthcare does entail emotional components and that sort of thing, but the value of work-life balance is a priority for our organization.
Good.
So that's something that we don't want to overlook ever.
All right. Well, we'll send people your way.
Wonderful.
Laurie Simpson, you're a ray of sunshine every time. Thank you so much for being here, and you have a great rest of the day, okay?
Thank you. It was nice to see you both.
All right. Let's look at our feet next with Dr. Joseph Nas. He's the owner of Foot Specialists of CNY, right here on the local show on 570 WSYR.